Katie and I run Riverggins Gundogs in Norfolk. We've been here 4 years. We breed and train Gundogs, mostly Labradors and Spaniels. We offer things like residential training, so dogs that come and stay with us for a few months. We do the odd lesson, and then we predominantly breed Labradors. We've got 19 at the moment. Really, they're all working dogs, and they all have a job here. So most of the team are still working. We've got some youngsters like Columba at my feet, who's about to be working, and then we've got some retired dogs. So the only dog that's not been a working dog is Katie's coonhound, who's a lady of leisure, who sort of mostly hides under duvets and blankets. So I think the most important things are getting them to follow you. So we will do a lot of their training with food to start with. So at meal times, rather than make their food, plonk it down, we'll take the puppies for a little wander. We'll get them following us. We'll shake the food, get them all to sit. We'll start introducing a whistle at a very early age, even though they have no idea what it is. But within a very short space of time, they're hearing this little whistle. They know that it's food time. If their bums go on the floor, suddenly the food is presented to them. So I think by the time puppies go at 9 weeks old, they're almost walking at heel. They're understanding a sit whistle, little pip means sit, something might happen. And they're really good at just following us around. So puppies naturally want to follow you around anyway, but with that incentive of having food in your hands and adding other dogs, it's a great start in life, yeah. Certainly dietary-wise, to help the joints, we do joint aid, we do things like turmeric and black pepper. We're doing linseed oil, which is in their food at the beginning of the day. And then after a really hard sort of shoot day, it's wet, it's cold, we've got a half-an-hour journey back from the shoot. We put their drying coats on, wrap them up in a rough and tumble coat. Every dog's got their own coat with a name on it. And what that does, like an athlete who's just run a marathon, it's keeping the joints warm. It's making sure that when they get back and they go away, that they're nice and warm, the joints are warm, and they're ready to go into a nice warm bed.
We had 3 litters this year, 3 big litters. The year before we had little litters. Mother Nature's completely in charge. Next year we plan to have 3 or 4 litters. And with our team at the moment and our premises, that's probably the most we would have. We're really, really fussy of who our dogs go to. That allows me to sleep at night when I'm handing a puppy over. We have quite a process really. We have inquiries through the week, every week. We send them an application form when they first make an inquiry. We then invite the person to come and meet us here to meet our breeding pairs, because it's so important when you're buying a puppy to meet the parents and seeing the other family members, because you're going to have that dog for 14, 15 years of your life, and that dog's very much going to be like mum or dad or a combination. I think when people come to choose a puppy, people come to choose a puppy when they're about 5 or 6 weeks old with us, because we think their characters and their personalities are coming through at that later age. If your breeder's asking you to choose at sort of 3, 4 weeks old, it's really hard to see characteristics when they're little. When you come to pick a puppy, you're almost seeing such a snapshot of the day for the puppy. It could have just eaten and then is fast asleep. Definitely ask the breeder their opinion. If you're looking for a certain characteristic, a puppy with a certain temperament, the breeder will have a clearer idea. I guess where we differ slightly is our puppies go at 9 weeks old. And the reason for that is in that last week between 8 and 9 weeks, at 8 weeks old, puppies have only really just got the capacity, the physical capacity to hold a bladder overnight. And given that extra week with us, where we crate train them for a week in their familiar whelping room, it allows that puppy to then go to their new home already clean and dry overnight, which is less stressful for the puppy, less stressful for the new owners.